Oh, hi there. I was just having some water, and my producer has given me some water. In fact, he's given me quite a few little of bottles and told me I can take them home, which I thought was very nice of him. The thing is, though, to carry all these bottles he's given me is going to be quite difficult. So I'm going to try and put them in a box. So he's given me a box as well, which is kind of cool. So all I've got to do now is work out how many of these bottles I can possibly fit into this box. And there are several ways I can put them in. So if we look, I could put them in like this and try and fit a number of them in my box. Okay, I could lie them down like this and try and see if I could fit them, or how many I could fit in a box like this. If I wanted to, and because I'm not going to post it, I could actually stick them in the box like this and have them here and put a whole lot in and carry it. But if I were going to post this, okay, to my friends in Cape Town who need water, I would not be able to send it like that. I would have to lie them down like this or lie them down like that. And folks, that's what we're going to look at now. We're going to look at this whole section of packaging and models. So let's start off by doing a little bit of theory and reading this in front of us. When items are packed into a limited space, like a cupboard, box, or suitcase, how they are packed often determines how many items can actually fit into the space. A good example of this is trying to pack everything you need for your school day, like your books, your sports equipment, and food. And how do we do all this into a school bag or backpack? Okay, so I just took a group of guys on a hike, and we packed up all our stuff and we went to a group of mountains, and we stayed there for 10 days. Well, we didn't stay in one place. We actually kept moving. So we got to a place and we'd walk from one campsite to another campsite, and then we'd move on to another area to sleep, and it was wonderful. There was no taps or anything, so we had to drink the water from the rivers that were flowing by. But the other thing we had to do was we had to carry all our own stuff. And by all our own stuff, I mean we had to carry our own clothes and our own food, our own jackets, our own sleeping bags, our own little sleeping mats. We had to carry everything for 10 days on our back. Now, when we were preparing for this trip, I told my students, don't ever get your mother to pack your bag. And why did I say that? I said that because I really believe that when women were created, they were created with a special ability to take so much stuff and put it into a little bag like that. Men, we don't have that ability at all. We take so much stuff and put it in a bag that was intended to carry so much stuff. But guys never listen. And so on the morning of our first day, so we arrived, we went walking, we spent the night. While we were spending the night, the guys unpacked all their stuff. Next morning, we had to pack everything and go. A lot of the boys turned around and said, Ish, look at all this stuff here, and I can't fit it in my bag. And that's because moms have a special way of packing things. Okay. Have you ever bought yourself a sleeping bag or a little tent? Okay. And it comes in a bag, and you pull this tent out the bag and it pulls out so nicely. You erect the tent and then you have a good night's sleep, and the next day you got to put this huge tent back into this little bag. And oh my goodness, half the time it never ever fits back into that bag. Same with a sleeping bag. A sleeping bag comes in a nice bag. It's all nicely rolled up. You get to use it. You got to pack it back in, and you think, how's this huge bag going to fit into this little like satchel bag thing I got to stuff the sleeping bag in? How's it going to fit? You know what? There's special ways to pack things. And if we pack things correctly, we can actually fit more into a limited space. So let's have a look at an example here. Vuyo and Sipu's father own a biscuit business called Biscuits for Africa. It is the June-July school holidays, and to make more pocket money, their father has employed them for 1 week to help pack the biscuits into boxes so they can be transported to stores. Okay. Vuyo has to pack small boxes of ginger biscuits into the large shipping boxes for transporting. There are 600 small boxes, and Vuyo's father tells him he can pack 15 boxes of biscuits into one large shipping box. How many large boxes will he need? Well, that's quite easy, isn't it? We've got 600 of these tiny little boxes. We're going to fit 15 of them into a bigger box. How many boxes am I going to need? So we go 600, divide that now by 15, and we get an answer of 40. So he needs 40 big boxes to pack all these small 600 boxes, tiny boxes of biscuits. Okay, next one. Sipho has to pack tin cans of chocolate biscuits into the same size large shipping boxes that Vuyo is given. He's told he can fit 20 cans into one larger box. If there are 500 cans, how many large boxes will he need? Well, he's got 500 cans. Each box can hold 20 cans. So we're going to say 500, divide that by 20, and we're going to get an answer of 25. So he needs 25 boxes. Now, each large shipping box costs 5 Rand 50. Which will be cheaper to pack? The ginger biscuits or the chocolate biscuits? Now, obviously that's easy because we've got ginger and we've got chocolate. Cool. Chocolate, we needed 25 boxes, and the ginger, we needed 40 boxes. Okay, so guys, you don't even have to do a calculation to answer that question. How many more ginger is going to be more expensive? Where we would have had to have done a calculation would have been if the question had said, how much more expensive would it have been to pack the ginger biscuits? Okay, and we would have then said, well, we've got 40, each one cost us 5 Rand 50, okay, which would have now given us a cost of 40 multiplied by 5 Rand 50, and we get 220 Rand. The chocolate biscuits, we needed 25 boxes, multiply that by 5 Rand 50, and we would have said, okay, 5 Rand 50, multiply that by 25, and we get an answer of 137 Rand 50. Now, how much cheaper would it be, or how much more expensive would it be to pack ginger biscuits? Quite clearly then we would say I got 220 Rand, I'm minusing 137 Rand 50, and there we get our answer of 82 Rand 50. So it would be 82 Rand 50, more expensive to pack the ginger than the chocolate biscuits. Okay, Vuyo's and Sipho's father tells him that each large box can hold a maximum weight of 3,5 kilograms. If each small box of ginger biscuits weighs 200 grams, how many small boxes can be packed into the bigger box without exceeding the weight limit? Okay, so each box can weigh 3,5 kilograms, and we're going to divide that by 200 grams. But we have a problem. And the problem, folk, is this. I cannot divide kilograms by grams. So I've got to change either the kilograms to grams or change the grams to kilograms. I'm going to change the kilograms into grams. So I know there are 1,000 grams in a kilogram. So 3,5 is 3,500 grams. And I'm going to divide that now by 200 grams. So out comes my calculator. I've got 3,500, 3,500, dividing that now by 200 equals, and I can pack 17,5 little boxes into the big box. Now, folk, hold on. We come to appropriate rounding. I can't pack half a box of biscuits into a big box. Imagine you order a big box of biscuits, you get them, and there you got 17 packs of little biscuits in and a little half of another, like someone's taken some biscuits out and shoved them in the box. You can't do that. So I can't fit 18 in because this box can take a maximum of 17 and a half. I'm not going to pack half, so I'm going to pack 17 little boxes into my big box. If each can of chocolate biscuits weighs 300 grams, how many cans can Sipho pack? So again, we've got 3.5 kilograms. I'm going to divide it by 300 grams. Once again, I'm going to tell you kilograms and grams, we cannot divide one by the other. I'm going to change this to grams, so I have 3,500 grams, and I'm dividing it by 300 grams. So out comes my time, or my calculator, 3,500 divided by 300, and that gives me again 11,67. Now, folk, even though 67 is closer to 12, I can't round that to 12, appropriate rounding, okay? I can fit 11 boxes into my big box, or 11 cans into my big box. I cannot fit 12. Why? Because even though 11,67 is closer to 12, guys, I can't fit 12. I can only fit a maximum of 11,67. In other words, 11 and 2/3 of a tin. But you can't put 2/3 into a box. The guys will get upset if they open their box and here's a can that's been cut into 2/3. All right, so no 12, got to be 11. Okay, having said that, we are now going to look at different packaging strategies. I've got two boxes here. I've got a big box, here she is here, and then, shame, I got a tiny box. And what we're going to do is this. We're going to see how many small boxes can be packed into the big box using both methods of packing below. Now, do you remember when I had my water and I had my box? I told you there were several ways I could pack this. I could either pack them like this, or I could pack them like that. Now, in the same way, my little box fitting inside my big box, so if this were my little box, I could package it like this, or packaging them like that. If you look, and I'm not sure if you can see, I could pack them like that and could have a few on top of each other. All right, or pack them like that, have a few lying on top of each other as well. So there are different ways that I could actually package this, and that's what we're going to look at here. Does different packaging styles allow you to have be able to fit more boxes into a big box? Well, let's have a look. I find this absolutely intriguing. Okay, so number one, we're going to pack it like this. Now, we just need to get these dimensions again, so I'm going to write these dimensions down. We've got 2353, so I know this is 23, and this long box here is 53. I also know that the height of my box is 48, so that is 48. Then I have my tiny little box, and my tiny little box is 13 centimeters this way, so that is 13 centimeters. We know it's got a height of 7 and a breadth of 8. Okay, so I've pushed something here. I don't know. Right, here we go. Okay, so 7 and 8, 7 and 8. That is 7, and that's a width of 8. Are we clear on that? Now, how many of these little boxes can I fit into the big box? Well, let's have a look. I'm going to say in my length, and I'm going to use different colors here. Here I have a length, and that length we told is 53, and here I have a length, and that length is 13. How many of those boxes then can I pack alongside each other? Well, when I look at it, I'm going to say, right, I've got 53, and I'm dividing that now by 13. 53 divided by 13. 53 divided by 13 equals, and I'll end up with an answer of 4,07 boxes. Now, folk, appropriate rounding. We can't cram in a bit of a box. Let's have a look here. I've got my cell phone. I'm putting it in a box. Over here, one fits, okay? And then from there, oh my goodness, it doesn't quite fit. I can't squash this in the box. Either I'm going to tear that box open or my cell phone is going to break. And I'm going to be really upset if you send me a whole lot of cell phones and all these ones I just cut off the last bit here because it can't fit in the box. So if I pack my cell phones this way, I can only fit in one, even though there's space. What am I going to do with that space? I'm going to cram in some loose packaging material. You know that lovely stuff that you pop, okay? It comes like that plastic with the bubbles, and then you pop all the bubbles. Well, that's the stuff I'm going to have to put in here to make up for the space. So when I look at this now, I can fit 4 little boxes, and there will be a bit of space. But guys, I can't do anything about that. I'm going to have to fill up that space with little plastic bubbles. Now, when I look, and again, we're going to use different colors here to try and show you the difference. This length is 23. This length, I'm told, is 8. How many can I fit in? Well, 23 divided by 8 is going to give me just less than 3. Hey? So I've got 23. I'm going to divide it by 8. And my answer then is 2,87, which is 2. Even though it's close to 3, we can almost fit another one in. We can't fit it in. So only 2 can fit in. What are we going to do with that extra space? We're going to push plastic bubble stuff in there. Okay, then our height. And let's have a look at the height. The height, we told, is 7, and this height is 48. So how many boxes can fit in on top of each other? Well, 48 divided by 7 is going to be 48. Divide that by 7, and we get an answer then of 6,85, which is 6. So in other words, people, I can fit 4 boxes next to each other, 2 boxes this side of each other, and 6 boxes on top. How do I work out how many boxes? I'm going to take all this, and I'm going to say I got 4 times 2 times 6. 4 2s are 8, 8 6s, 48. I can fit 48 boxes into that box. Now, what happens if I change the style around? Now, instead of having my little cell phones going in this way, I'm now going to pack them this way. All right? So, what do I look at again? Again, folk, I know this is 23. I know my height is 48. And I also know that the length is 53 centimeters. Now, let's have a look at the box. The box width, we know, is 8. The height is 7 and the length is 13. So now what we're doing is we're not changing the big box, we're changing the little boxes that we're going to put. So we're putting it in a different way. And we're going to see, well, will I be able to fit more boxes in, or is it going to be the same number of boxes, or will I fit less boxes in? Well, let's have a look. Again, the same thing. I've got 53 centimeters here, and let's use different colors. So we're trying to see how many of those little ones can fit in the big one. 53, and I'm going to divide that by 8. Out comes our calculator, and we say 53 divided by 8, and I get an answer here of 6,62, which is 6 boxes. Okay, then using another color, let's go with our orange. Orange, we're going to say I've got 13 here and I've got 23. How many can I fit in? Well, 23 divided by 13 is probably going to give me 1 point something. So 23 divided by 13 does indeed give me 1,7, which means only 1 box can fit in that way. Okay, now what we're going to do is we now are going to take it a step further, and we are now going to say, right, I've now got a box of, in fact, let's take a different color so you can see it nice and easy. Let's go this reddish. Okay, I've got a height of 48 and I've got this height of 7. So I've got 48 and I'm going to divide it by 7. Out comes the calculator and we say 48 divided by 7, and it gives me a total now of 6,8, which is also 6. Now, how do I calculate how many boxes? I'm going to take these answers and multiply them together. I've got 6 lying one way, 1 going in a depth, and 6 lying the other way. 6 times 1 is 6, times 6 is 36. Hello, hello, hello. Even though I've had the same small box and the same big box, just by packing it differently, by taking the small box and instead of packing it this way, we pack it that way, I now am able to get 48 cans compared to 36 boxes. And my giddy aunt, that is so impressive. Let's look at another example. Here now we're taking a cylinder. And folks, if you look at the cylinder, okay, it's round. If I put 2 cylinders next to each other, I want to show you what happens here. I've got a cylinder box circle there, and now we put the next one next to it. Can you imagine that? What happens if I put one on top? I put another one on top there, and I put another one on top there. What do you notice? You will actually notice that there's a gap. There's a gap. There's a gap. Okay? So that's why we can never calculate the volume of a box, okay, and then calculate the volume of a can and see how many times the can go into the box. Right? Cannot happen at all. Okay, so now let's have a look here. We want to know how many tins can be packed into the box if we use this method, and then we're going to see how many tins can be packed in the box if we use that method. All right, so let's start. First of all, we have a big box. We've got a box 58 centimeters high, 125 centimeters, and then it carries on over here, and we've missed that measurement, so let me just put it in. All right, we're going to pretend that that is a width of, let's say, 50 centimeters. Okay, so 50 centimeters is what we are saying that is. Now, how many cans can we fit in? So again, I'm going to put those measurements in. We've got 50, we've got 125, and I've got a height of 58. My can has a diameter of 10 and a height of 15. So a height of 15, a diameter of 10. In other words, the distance from there to there is 10. Now I want to show you something because this is important. That is 10. What is that? It's just a 10, isn't it? So if I can like this, I'm going to say the length of this can is 10 centimeters, but the width is also 10 because my diameter is the same. The height is different, but the width and the length is going to be the same. So I also have here a width of 10 because it's a round circle. Okay, so let's try and do this. Again, we're going to use different colors because it helps us understand things. I want to say I got 125 and I got 10. So I have 125. I want to divide that by 10. I'm going to get 12,5, which means I can fit 12 cans in long ways. Now, when I look at my width, I've got a width, and again, different color. Here we go. Got a width of 50 and a width of 10. So I've got a width of 50, divide that by 10, and I get an answer of 5. 5 will fit in perfectly. I don't need bubble wrap in there. 5 fits. Now, my height. I have a height of 58. Okay, let's go a nice weird color. A height of 58, and I want to try and see how many 15s I can fit into that. Calculator, I need your help, please. So 58, divide that by 15, and I get an answer then of 3,8, which is 3. How many cans can I fit in? Well, let's multiply. All right. So we know we've got 12 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 3. I can fit 180 cans into this box. Now let's take our cans and go the other way. So instead of standing our cans upright, we're going to lie to the side. So again, folk, I know this is 125, I know this is 50, and I know this is 58. I know that's 10. If that height is 10, the width is also 10. And then the height of the can is 15. So we are running out of time, so I'm going to try and do this as quickly as possible because I'm wanting to show you how packaging can affect the number of cans. I've got 125 cans and I'm going to divide it by 150 centimeters divided by 15, and I get an answer of 8 comma something. So it means I can fit 8 in the one way. Now we got 10, I've got 50 divided by 10 is going to give me 5. Then we've got 10, I've got 58 height, 10, 58 divided by 10 is 5,8, which will give me 5. Now let's multiply all that out, and we're going to say we got 5 times 8, which gives me 200. So folk, if I pack my cans like this, same box, same cans, I fit 180 cans. If I pack my cans lying down, same box, same can, I can now fit 200 boxes in. That is just absolutely incredible. I just love this section because it's just like, wow, blows your mind. Summary. In this segment, we've covered the following. We've looked at various ways of packaging smaller boxes into containers or boxes. We need to take into account the fact that there are spaces between tins when things are packed together. That's it from me. It's been great chatting to you. I'm sure we'll see each other on the big screen shortly. Till later.